welcome to the TV studio here at Zone of Fortuna. My name's Max Fraser. It's a pleasure to welcome Tom Dixon to the studio today. Thanks for coming, Tom. Bright and early.
Yep, I'm fit and ready to go. Come on, what's the question?
The question, well, look, we're nearing the end of the week, so we have some hindsight as to how the week has progressed. What's it been like for you, and what are you doing here?
Well, I've been coming here for more years than I want to tell you about, and my objective is very old-fashioned, actually. I'm here to sell furniture and lighting. I think the fair itself has evolved into a very different beast, where people are no longer really doing that. They're coming here to get probably to get editorial as much as anything, and it's design as marketing. So the whole fair's evolved from being a very small and local Italian furniture fair for professionals that were selling furniture, to being this extraordinary carnival of design where new ideas are presented, but the money driving it is really looking to buy cheap marketing, I think.
And why is Milan so significant in the world? I mean, you know, this is where companies from around the world launch all their new products. Why?
Well, it's got the critical mass, isn't it? I mean, which is the underpinning of all of the industry which surrounds Milan, that actually makes things still. But that's grown to be the global platform for launching things, and it's sort of dominated for the last 30 or 40 years, and I think it'll continue to do that, especially if it stays sunny like this, which is great.
Your collection this year is called Utility, arguably quite timely. You've gone for quite a pared down aesthetic. Was that a conscious decision, or?
It was a conscious decision, but maybe 5 years ago, really, when I started the label. And you know, I've tried being a whizzy, you know, very decorative, you know, colourful designer, but it doesn't suit me. I'm much happier with a slightly more basic, probably quite primitive objects, you know, and I'm also, given that I'm a self-producer, I'm forced to do things which are actually, you know, quite basic to make, and it seems to have, at least from a media point of view, hit a nerve this year. But I've really not changed anything apart from just indulging in my own personal fantasy, which is, you know, inspired by industrial objects and the means of manufacture, if you like. So, you know, we've had a very good reaction, and people are like, "Oh, right, well, this is what you do in a recession." You know, I think about it. I started off in a recession in the late '80s, so for me, nothing much has changed, if you like.
So as the world uses up all of its materials increasingly, and the environmental issue is increasingly present, how do you justify adding more products to this world?
I don't think that, you know, in my sector you can really justify it at all. You know, I mean, do we really need to sell lots of expensive designer furniture to people that already got lots of expensive designer furniture and more things than they need? So I mean, I think it's the impossible question to answer. I mean, I try and mitigate my impact by making things that are longer lasting, more solid, and hopefully things that will increase with value and look better as they age. So mine's about substantiality. I mean, I do think that designers in general, and companies and politicians and capital has to start tackling some of the bigger and more intrinsic problems. I mean, design's a powerful force, and it may well be that the sort of things that we do here are counterproductive.
And what about the media frenzy of this week? I mean, there's a sort of culture of celebrity that's come around design now, and in many respects you're part of that. So what do you make of it all? Is it a healthy thing?
Well, you know, I always like to think that it's not really celebrity, is it? I mean, we
well, within the industry, it has become.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very small.
Beyond that, not really.
Well, you get a notoriety. Hang on, you get notorious, right? But it's not like proper fame. I mean, there are no paparazzi It's not the film industry, it's not the music industry, it's not even the chef industry, and it's a very discreet sort of fame, really, apart from for Philip Stark, who is probably the only authentic superstar out there that would be recognised outside of this environment. So yes, it's become more people conscious, just like any business. You know, their personalities are important, but it's very, very far off from real fame, believe me.
And if you had the opportunity to only design one more thing?
If it was one thing, I'd love to do something useful. I mean, I've spent my whole life doing things that, frankly, people don't particularly need. So, you know, anything that might actually have a proper use and move things forward would be a nice offer. So I'm waiting for that offer. Yeah.
Thank you for coming, and until the next time, look forward to seeing you again.
Thanks, Max.
Thanks, Tom.